Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. For the first time...
Dude, we're going to have to restart.
Why?
Because we're at the ramp section.
Zam!
Or we
just go with it?
We just go with it?
Fuck yeah.
Listen.
Dude, welcome back.
It's the first podcast we've done since like December.
Yeah. Welcome. This is Base EDH, your source for no cringe commander. Sometimes your source for no commander at all if we don't feel like doing a fucking video. But we don't make any money.
We are outside today. You might hear a helicopter because...
I live next to a hospital and somebody died, so I guess write them a complaint note.
If they've already died, why does the helicopter need to be here? It's just completely unnecessary.
Exactly. I don't understand why they can't just fuck off the other direction.
Listen,
you know?
I get it. If I had a helicopter, I'd be taking it out everywhere too. But we're trying to do a podcast.
That'd be base as hell. Dude, I would love to have a helicopter. And we would be the helicopter commander podcast, your source for all helicopter commander content, which is relevant since Kamigawa has a shit ton of vehicle synergies.
None of them are helicopters, though. The closest thing we got is still Smuggler's Copter.
Speaking of synergies, we don't have any of that in this deck. But we do have a deck.
I'll tell you what, it sure is a deck, Tyler. Is it good?
No.
It's a deck.
No, it sure is a deck, though. And you know what? I am definitely going to be lighting up a fat cigar and drinking some Lead Slinger bourbon.
Sponsor us, please.
We're not sponsored by them. They don't know what magic is, and if they did, they would kick our ass. So,
this is the ASMR portion.
This is the ASMR portion of the... Oh, fuck yeah.
I am drinking Miller Lite. If Anheuser-Busch or whoever makes this would like to sponsor us, get in my DMs.
So yeah, we're gonna.
Beer is shittier than Coors, but it is a beer.
Yeah, just like this deck.
I'll tell you what. So,
how else are you gonna build Kyodai except for mono white dragons?
Right, and that's what this deck is, or is it? Because we don't. Because the deck is a mystery.
Bruh.
It is a mystery to be revealed in our shitty...
The deck is a mystery. Much like the dick is a mystery as soon as you get married and you've actually been a responsible human being and are a virgin when you get married. That is not a passive-aggressive remark against my co-host, although now that it's out of my mouth, it seems like it is. Fuck you, you sinner. Next slide. Who's hitting the slides? Am I hitting the slides?
I think I'm going to hit the slides. So, the commander of the deck is Kyodai.
Oh, yeah.
And we chose Kyodai for a specific reason. K-K-K-Y-O-D-D-D-I-K-Y-O-D-I, go Kyodai. What? Squall!
So,
we went to a shitty college. It wasn't that shitty.
It wasn't that shitty, but it was a college. Much like our deck tech we're about to bring you.
And our school... Our college, if you must say.
University now.
Oh, university now. I can't wait for my diploma because I'm going to have 2 diplomas. One from York College.
Yeah, except for they can't get Kodiak's, right. Kodiak graduated with sports management.
But that's not on his diploma.
He got an upgrade. He now graduated. They sent him a bachelor's in business management.
Kodiak sweeps the whole school.
He can be my boss. Why the hell is a Kodiak not here? Somebody call him. Get him down here.
So... When building this deck, we wanted to go kind of a different route, and we're like, how do we build Kyodai?
And by we, I mean, he means Dakota.
Oh, yeah. This is all Dakota.
This is as much of a mystery to me as it is to you guys at
Tyler
this point.
put in 2 cards.
Yeah.
The other 98 were Dakota.
Yep.
So when you guys realize how awesome it is, you can also realize who really carries the podcast here.
Okay, let's not get too rambunctious here, mister. I don't own a $3,000 gaming laptop because I'm racist and a gamer.
I own a PS5 that I paid $0 for.
Yeah, who bought you your PS5?
My mama.
Why?
Because she loves me.
Yeah, you know what? I tell you what. My parents are divorced too now, and they ain't buying me shit, so you ain't special at all, motherfucker.
Yeah, my mom likes to buy my love.
Yeah, this has been a recent event. So if I seem bitter, it's because I am. Next slide.
So, hang on, we gotta read our commander.
Fuck, dude, that's like... Dude, we haven't done this thing since your Umbris deck that you still haven't put in paper yet.
I've gotten like 20 of the cards.
Oh, you're right.
So Kyodai, 3 and a white for a 3/3. Terrible rate. He's a legendary creature, Dragon Spirit. He's got Flash, which is relevant. And he's got Flying, which is not relevant. The other relevant part is when he enters the battlefield, another target permanent gains indestructible for as long as you control Kyodai.
Like a basic swamp.
Yeah, you sure can.
Or something else, maybe.
Stay tuned to find out what that might be.
Yep.
You can also pay Wooburg to give him +5/+5. If you're doing that, then you're completely missing the purpose of this deck.
Or you're entirely above our level and are incredibly based. That will be the next episode.
So, Kyodai Soul of Ramp. This is all a ramp section.
Yeah, let's talk about we're not even going to tell you what the fuck we're doing yet. Ramp. You already know what the fuck is going on. You got an Arcade Signet, you got a Soul Ring. They're cheap, they ramp you. Chromatic Lantern. We are using all 5 colors, so jot that down. We got a couple of things here. Dakota really likes Honored Heirloom.
Tower does not.
I mean, I'm with it. I'm just thinking wearing 5 colors. So if you don't care about the exile target card from a graveyard, then
put in a Farseek.
Yeah, put something else in.
We're just not going to talk about Fertile Ground.
Fertile Ground,
you just completely skipped Fertile Ground.
Fuck it, I'll go back. Goddamn. I've got back arrows too. I got backhands too.
So Fertile Ground is a card. Anyway, so we got Boros and Simic.
Go. Cheers, bro. I'll drink to that. I'll fucking hit that shit. Baba booey. I just spilled on my power cord. Hopefully this computer doesn't short out.
I spilled a lot of beer on it earlier, so I think we're all right. Boros and Simic Keyrune. Boy, these are bad ramp spells.
Are they, though?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
That's not a trick question. They are.
Boros for Boros can become a 1/1 red and white soldier artifact creature with double strike.
Simic can become a Simic for Simic and becomes a 2/3 Simic with hexproof. Yo, what else we got?
We got some big titty Paradise Druid.
No, I mean she's at least average, but yeah, that knows.
Everything's big when you haven't felt one in a couple of years.
That's a very good point, and remember, it's not the size of the titties; it's who they are attached to.
She has hexproof as long as she's untapped, and she can tap for 1 mana of any color.
Much like a bra on a pair of titties, you cannot get them until the creature has decided to move into action and remove that ability.
Elysian Caryatid. Could also be a woman. It's hard to tell. Either way, it's not gay because it's a tree.
You know what? Looks woman enough to me.
Taps to add 1 mana of any color. But if you control a creature with power 4, like not our commander because it's power 3 for some stupid
what the hell
reason,
is that?
You can tap it to add 2 mana of any 1 color instead.
Yep. Beast Color Savant, he's cool. He has 1/1 for haste, so suit him up with the Loxodon Warhammer and send him in. But actually, we're going to use him to add in 1 mana of any color. So it's ramp and fixing. Gets us a creature spell for cheapy.
That's the first hint in this shitty slideshow.
Yeah, you want creatures.
So now we have card draw.
Oh yes, we do. We sure do.
There sure isn't a lot of it.
Is this the one spell? Yeah, so this is one of the 2 spells. I was like, hey, Dakota, we should put this in. Dakota's like, no, I want Primordial Sage. I want to pay 6 mana and then only draw 1 card afterwards because we're going to get board wiped. And I was like, hey, what if instead you paid 3, lost 3 life, and drew 3 cards and actually got to play the cardboard in your deck?
Oh, listen, the only good part about this card is that there's a Hedron on it, because Hedrons are based because Hedrons mean Eldrazi.
Yeah, and we only appreciate Hedrons here and not Herdrons. Shout out to Noah Bradley. Next slide. Beast Whisperer. For 2 and a green, you get an Elf Druid. It's a 2/3. Whenever you cast a creature spell, there's another clue. Dakota, I'm trying to run a show here. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you get to draw a card.
You can't just throw that out and then expect me not to laugh. This is the cunny thing all over.
Whoa, can you believe what these kids are? Can you believe what they're watching and doing today? This is gonna ruin our country. Meanwhile, Cunny. Chulain Taylor of Tales. You pay 2, you pay Bant, you get a human druid. Now, he's kind of a non-bow with something later in the deck. We'll tell you why.
Thanks for just kind of ruining that.
What, did you not realize that till now? I
just wasn't gonna bring it up.
I thought you weighed in on that.
This is not a human tribal deck.
Yeah, it's a 2/4 with Vigilance because that's relevant for some fucking reason. And if you cast a creature spell, you draw a card and then put a land from your hand because Wizards was like, you know what can make our numbers go through the roof for the people who actually pay us? What if we make the greatest Bant commander with rampant card draw in the command zone, put it on these $20 Brawl decks? Look how many people want to play Brawl. Nobody's playing Brawl, Wizards.
And you can pay 3 and tap it to return target creature you control to its owner's hand.
Unless this is
hint number 2.
Oh shit, you're right, fam. Unless this is 2008, nobody's playing Brawl. And if they do, they ain't playing Meta Knight because his ass is banned. Next slide.
How are you gonna ban a character from a game? Like, are you gonna stop me from playing it?
Yeah.
How?
Like usually with a gun.
Well, try me.
You can't stop him if he's not afraid to die.
Colossal Majesty, also not a nombo with our commander, because
much like the Killdozer.
Extremely based.
Yes.
R.I.P. Marvin Heemeyer.
Yeah.
At the beginning of your
Rest in
upkeep,
Power King.
if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, again, not our commander, draw a card. Season of Growth. Whenever a creature ETBs under your control, you get a scry 1. That's not going to happen a whole lot, but if you cast a spell that targets a creature you control, draw a card.
That's a cool. So Dakota, you're kind of all over the place with a lot of these cards and these hints. I don't really know what you're going for here, my man.
Well, we'll find out.
We're gonna find the fuck out
after we talk about the removal.
Oh, okay.
section.
We want to talk about the removal in this deck. Okay, so what do we got? We got the Beast Within. You know what the fuck it does.
You got the Generous Gift. Does the same exact thing.
But in white. And then you've got the Mythos of Netherlight, which does feature Vor. So if you're cool with that, just run it in the deck, I guess. But it's a 3-cost instant.
It does run Vor. It does talk about. It does show Vor.
Yes, but we aren't going to.
I'm gonna need a pod. I'm gonna need a.
Shut the
We're
fuck
gonna
up.
have to
Shut
talk
the
about
fuck
Vor
up.
for
Shut
a
the
little
fuck
bit.
up. Shut the fuck up. Cunny.
See, the thing about Vor that most people
Dakota,
don't
shut the fuck up. We're not talking about that on the fucking podcast. You know it makes me horny.
Yeah. Like, what do you listen? Do you hear that? You hear that slight slapping sound? That's me jerking Tyler off.
Even West Side Live, was drawing the line at that shit. Okay, Mythos of Netherlight, drawn by the ever awesome and always sexy Seb McKinnon. For 3 mana, you get an instant. Destroy target non-land permanent. If it's a creature, or if you spend Abzan to cast the spell.
You're playing 5 colors. You're gonna have access to Abzan.
So let me word this in a way that isn't completely bumfuck retarded. So if you pay Abzan to cast the spell, you blow up a non-land permanent. And if you don't pay Abzan, then you blow up a creature. Not a bad rate.
We got Dune Blast.
Choose
up to 1 creature, destroy the rest.
You don't mind if I play that Abzan real quick? So, wait, hold on. We said we weren't doing Voltron. That looks like a Voltron thing to me. So does this Tragic Arrogance.
Yeah, you would think.
You think we're playing Voltron?
The nitpicking nerds love Tragic Arrogance.
Dude, I don't love the nitpicking nerds, so shut the fuck up.
I don't want to talk bad about other YouTube creators, but one of their worst ideas was putting their side profiles on camera in their gameplay episodes, because the tall one, he looks like a gosh darn chicken.
He looked like a chicken?
Chicken?
What do you mean no chicken?
Tragic Arrogance has a lot of text. I'm not going to read it.
Yeah, it's really cool. It was, you know what? You should be reading this while we're talking.
So, that's...
Surprise. Here it is. This is the
Beast Caller Savant. The Tulane. The Mythos of Netherlight. All of those were subtle clues on what this deck is about.
How the fuck was Mythos of Netherlight a clue?
Because what does Netherlight do? He mutates! This deck is all about mutate.
Mutate, baby. Let's go. Hit that shit.
Archipelagor.
Yeah, for 7, you get a 7/7, but you can mutate it for 1 less, and it has cool artwork. Now, when it mutates, tap up to X target creatures, where X is the number of times this creature is mutated. Now, they don't untap during their next untap step, so you can really keep some stuff down, but more importantly, another 7/7 body with cool artwork that you get to play with. Auspicious Sterix. For 5, you get an Elk Beast. It's a 6/6. It has mutate, 4, 5, and a green, so 6 total. So you're not really getting a discount on that motherfucker.
No, but because of the effect.
But when it mutates, exile cards from the top of your library till you hit X permanents, where X is the number of times this is mutated. Put that shit straight to the battlefield.
It's kind of a nombo. So the reason why we run Kyodai.
Yeah, why do we run Kyodai? Let's talk about that.
Is to protect our mutate stack. Auspicious Sterix makes our stack wide.
You're telling me our Kyodai is literally just an Aegis Angel in the command zone?
Yeah, that's all he is, man.
It's 5-color Aegis Angel in the command zone?
Anyways.
Are we running Aegis Angel?
No, we got a Boneyard Orca.
Why are we running Aegis Angel?
Cringe. We have a Boneyard Orca. Cool art. He's got a skull on one of his horns. How do you think that got there? Mutates for 2.
It wasn't consensually.
Golgari. When this creature mutates, return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. A little bit of recursion. Brokos. Didn't even mean to set this up like this. It just happened. Brokos kind of does the same thing, but you can just cast him from your graveyard.
Yep.
And he's a 6/6 for trample.
Yeah, he sure is.
Cavern Whisperer.
Sucks.
3 and a black. Yeah,
it just sucks. But I tell you what, it does have mutate.
And it makes everybody discard a card. You know what else sucks? Cub Warden.
Cub Warden sucks, but you know what? It was put in the set to make the furries horny, because you look at that face and tell me that wasn't drawn by a fucking furry.
I'll tell you what. I love this art style. I wish they do more of it. It's called the comic book art. It's based, although it was kind of one of the first ones that started the whole special pack bullshit.
No, man, I think it's that they've been trying to figure out how much us fat ass nerds will spend on this game for years, and I think they just finally put it in motion.
That's fair.
Like, oh, those assholes are stuck at home with nothing to do. Make them spend money on cardboard.
When this creature mutates, create 2 1-white cat creature tokens with lifelink.
Oh boy.
Nice thing about that is you're making one big old creature that's doing a bunch of shit, but now you got some blockers on the swing deck. Because people are gonna fear this. Don't get me wrong. This deck is tier 1 borderline competitive EDH.
You see, that's kind of like people keep saying things to me, and sometimes I find out that what they say to me doesn't actually happen, and I feel like that might be what you're doing right now.
Well, see, the problem is this deck is $30,000, but that's because we put every single original dual land in.
Oh, yeah,
so
you're right.
It's got to be.
So
good.
that makes it a good deck. You're right. I forgot.
Dirgebat, which is the stupidest fucking name in the history of Magic.
Look at the top of his head.
He's got Flash, which is kind of cool. We have a commander that can do that. But when he mutates, destroy target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls.
Yeah, so if you want to pay 6 and mutate that shit, I mean, go right for it, bro.
And then we got a Dreamtail Huron that whenever this creature mutates, draw a card. And you're probably asking yourself, well, your removal package is pretty light. Your draw package is pretty light. That's because it's part of the mutate. The mutate do it too. You're telling me that Dreamtail Huron isn't a card draw spell?
I mean, you know what? I have seen worse card draw.
Exactly. There was a Commander's Awakening in here earlier.
Commander's Awakening's not that bad. I just don't think it goes in this one.
Nah, man, not at all.
Yo,
Gemrazor.
I'm about to have a seizure from this Gem.
That used the worst art for the Gemrazor.
That's not even a real Magic card, bro.
It is. It's for like Magic Online.
It's like so, especially because right next to that Aluna that's so high def.
Right.
Dude, it's giving me a seizure. Don't look at it. Don't think it. Look at Aluna while we tell you about Gemrazor.
Gemrazor's pretty nice because it's 3 mana to mutate, which is relatively cheap for mutate costs.
Honestly, one of the better mutate cards.
Yeah, absolutely. Destroy target artifact or enchantment and opponent controls. Base. I love this card, and like if you have a deck with what's the 1/1 elf guy?
Oh yeah, that narrows it down.
There were 2 cards of him. One was white.
Reese the Redeemed.
Reese the Redeemed. Like, now he's a 4/4 that can make elves. That's way better than a 1/1. He dies to a Judith. Now we don't.
Okay, he's Dakota. Dakota. Listen, you know how we were like talking about? Yeah, I hope people start watching our show. And I hope that like we get more subscribers because that would be a lot of fun. They're not gonna do that if our deck's fucking sucks.
So like, here's the thing: if you're ever in a car, if you're ever on a road trip, never try and pee into a can because the opening is sharp and you're gonna cut your penis. Luna Apex of Wishes mutates for 3 and a fucked up rest of the mana cost.
Yeah, just figure that. Have your parents explain that to you.
Do you hear that noise in the background? That is the natural call of a motorcycle letting us know that he has a tiny penis.
Yes.
When this creature mutates, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land permanent card. Put that card onto the battlefield or into your hand. This card's nice, where the other card whose name I don't remember, where it just puts it on the battlefield.
Oh yeah.
This lets you put those mutate cards that would just kind of suck on the battlefield. Let's put it in your hand.
Yep. And then you get that cool effect.
And that is some great A1 art.
Yeah, for 79 cents.
Based. Take 10 cents off, you got a deal. Insatiable hemophage.
I think it's hemophage, but yeah.
Listen, man. You can give it death. It's got death touch.
Like most homos.
And Tyler wanted to talk about this deck having no win cons. Right there. That's your win con.
What is it? Whenever this creature mutates, each opponent loses X life. You gain X life for X the number of times this creature is mutated.
Yeah. That's like, you can get that 4 or 5. You can get like 10 life off that.
You're not going to get 10 life off
You can get, oh yeah.
How are you going to get 10 life?
By mutating 4 times and then mutating 5 times. It's stacks.
Bro. Dude, I fucking know. Lord
How are you going to tell me that Gary is a good card, Grey Merchant of Asphodel, but not Insatiable Hemophage?
Okay, I tell you what. Build that shit. Prove me wrong. Lord Dracus.
Great art.
Get it in foil. It's foiled. It's foiled. It's foiled. 1 blue, red, you get a lizard. It mutates for 2 of any combo of blue, red. But when you do, you get to pull an instant or sorcery back from your graveyard to your hand. That's pretty fucking tight.
Worst comes to worst, you just mutate it, for 2 mana to get all the other effects of the stack you're gonna do, because that's cheap mutate cost.
That is a cheap ass mutate cost.
That's 2 mana to make everybody lose 1 life and you gain 1 life. Depending on how many times
it's not so terrible when you're pulling back a generous gift back to your hand.
Very good. Migratory Greathorn. It is ramp.
Yeah, I'll be damned. It sure is, but
when it mutates, you find a basic land card, put it on the battlefield.
Dakota, look at this dude.
Dude, look at his teeth.
Look at this dude.
A bit stupid.
A bit stupid. How'd you know I'm a trans woman?
Kev Walker is definitely from the terrible island of Great Britain. Mind Leecher is cringe because it does not have a cool comic book.
By the way, it's just Britain. There ain't nothing great about it. Not since Austin Powers, and I think that was made in America.
Mind Leecher is cringe because it does not have cool artwork.
Yeah, but I mean, it do be a mutate creature, and whenever it mutates, you exile the top card of an opponent's library, face down. Now you can look at that. Each
opponent's library.
Oh, each opponent. My bad. So yeah, you just make a little pool of stuff you can cast, and you can play that forever. As long as they're exiled, you can flip that shit.
The bad part is that you can't spend mana as those any mana as those any color.
That's a shame.
We're in a 5-color deck, baby. We don't care. That's the power of Kyodai.
We're gonna find a way. My neighbors are gonna be pissed because we're yelling about cardboard in my backyard. Fuck them. Nethroi, Apex of Death. You pay 2. You pay Abzan. You get a bunch of creature text lines, but more importantly, you can mutate it. It's got Death Touch and Lifelink, which can be relevant. But the cool thing is when it mutates, pull any number of creatures, total power 10 or less, from your graveyard straight to the battlefield.
The nice thing, you let your commander go to the command instead of the command zone, put him in the graveyard.
Yep.
Bring him back. He's only power 3. Terrible card. Makes Nethroi indestructible. Then you got a Death Touch Lifelink or indestructible. Ain't nobody attacking into you.
Yep, that's right. Except unless they have a dragon.
Oh, Tree Meat, they literally printed this card for commander.
Dragging these nuts on your face. Got him.
I didn't fall for it. I could have, but I didn't.
Oh.
Trample. When this creature deals combat damage to a player, return target creature card with mutate from your graveyard to your hand. Pretty base. Let you recycle them mutates, because when they try and kill it, when the weird chance that you can't cast your commander to make it indestructible.
Oh, try me, bitch. Oh, try me, bitch. Next deck tech. Yo, now we're getting in. Now we're getting into the artwork. Oh, hey, heads up. That helicopter is about to take off. So I don't know how this is going to translate on my shitty $40 GameStop microphone. But
this might be fucking
This
bad.
might be fucking loud.
This might be.
We might just be taking an intermission here.
We might figure out the ways of editing finally. We thought we were gonna get this done in time. Apparently they shocked the person back to life.
Yeah.
If we're lucky, they'll go the other way. If we're really lucky, the helicopter explodes.
The helicopter, not the person dying, going the other way.
Listen, man, somebody's got to take him to Jesus.
Yeah. Oh man,
Parcel Beast.
Hit that thing, man.
Tap 1 and a tap. Look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you can put it onto the battlefield. If you don't, put that card on the battlefield, put it in your hand. So it's ramp, or it's card draw.
Okay.
It mutates for 2. It's cheap.
Okay.
Other win con of the deck, though, Porky Parrot, right? Tap it, deals X damage to any target where X is the number of times.
How are you going to tell Porky Parrot a win con?
Because what if you're at 5 life and I've mutated 5 times? You're dead.
Why can't you attack with one mutate creature with power 5?
Because that's cringe.
Dakota. Hey, but before you switch real quick, take a look at this Porky Parrot. Now, if you have the Prosper Tomebound deck, which I know you do because you assholes buy all that shit, put your Porky Parrot in the Prosper Tomebound deck.
So, congrats, guys. You are now upgraded to the premium.
Yo, he's going to fly right over my house.
What are we flying right over the house?
Some folks about made to wave the flag. Oh, the red, white, and blue.
Fuck the Viet Cong.
Yeah, fuck their punji sticks.
That was actually not as loud as when he came in.
Yeah.
Anyways, Porky Parrot, win con,
Dakota
probably
spilled my whiskey. Damn, bro.
Probably the best card in the deck.
Just for the artwork, yes.
Because it is the win con. You're going to mutate like 9, 10, 11 times, man. There's 25 creatures. If you get that mutate stack at 25, you're just dealing 25 damage to somebody. Tell me how that's not logical.
There's no way that thing lives long enough to mutate 25
That's
times.
what Kyodai is for. What are you not understanding? Kyodai makes it indestructible.
What do you not understand about like that card that just is like, what is it called? Farewell? Exile all creatures?
That's why we have no counterspells in this deck.
Dakota, why am I the voice of reason today?
Because I've had to be the voice of reason for so long, I need to be on my bullshit.
Who hurt you? Who hurt you?
Specifically, a lot of people.
A lot of people or a lot of women?
A lot of women, man. A lot of
Yeah,
women. They be punching me in the nuts. Pouncing shore
Not in a
shark.
fun way.
It's a shark beast, extremely based. Shark is one of the best creature types in the game. Don't even hashtag at me at this. It's got flash, so that's kind of cool. When this creature mutates, you can unsummon something. Something you normally pay one blue for, you get to pay 4 now.
Fuck yeah.
Sawtusk Demolisher.
It also does not have the cool artwork because it
Kind of
came in the
cringe.
pre-con. But it does have mutate.
And it does have trample. I thought we were gonna go back and forth, but we're not. Whenever this creature mutates, destroy target non-creature permanent. As controller, them sons of bitches get a 3/3. It's generous gift.
It beats within.
On a mutate.
So the reason I didn't read that is because the microphone's like in my way, and I'm like leaning back. I'm sitting in my like lawn chair like a Jarl of Skyrim, just sitting back here smoking my cigar.
Okay, but Tower, who? Who asked? A Sea Dasher Octopus, one of the best mutate.
You didn't give me long enough to make a funny response.
Yeah, I did it on purpose, so I could have the funny response. When this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. And it's got mutate.
Yeah, it sure does.
And that's that. You're just doing that to get all the effects of mutate.
We got a snap dex though. Yeah, why don't you snap a pic of this dex? You know what I'm saying? Apex of the cunt. One, a red, a white, and a black. You get a line of text for the creature type. Did not ask. It mutates. It double strikes. And when it mutates, it's going to deal 4 damage to something like a planeswalker or a creature, not a player. Which it sucks that it doesn't do player because this would be an amazing infect commander if you made it hit any target.
Right. The nice part about mutate is the way it works is you put one creature on top, and then all of the text from every creature on the bottom is attached to that card.
Yeah, even the flavor text, which is relevant.
You get double strike, right?
Yeah.
But let's say you've mutated onto a Nethroi.
Okay.
Now you got double strike, death touch, and lifelink. You throw an Ochimi in there, you got double strike, death touch, lifelink, and trample.
Oh boy.
You are killing
boy.
people.
Damn boy, he's thick. Boy.
Win con. I'm specifically bringing this up because Tyler said, "What's the win con in the deck?" as if he didn't see the Porky Parrot. Souvenir Snatcher.
Hey, can I start reading the ones on the left so I can read it?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't read the right one. So you
can't read the right?
I can't read the right
What
one.
are you, a Democrat? My politic game is coming out.
Bruh. So, you pay 5, but realistically, you're probably going to pay 6 and mutate this asshole. But when you do, you get to gain control of target non-creature artifact. So, go steal somebody's mana rock for 6. That's tight.
Go steal their Phyrexian Triniform.
We like that. Hit that other one. What the hell is that, dude?
That's a trumpeting Gnar, man. And boy, I don't know why they call it trumpeting Gnar. I don't see A, fingers for a trumpet, or B, a trumpet in general. But when he mutates, you get a 3/3 green beast creature token.
He may not have a trumpet, but that you look at that motherfucker, you tell me that's not a Gnar.
That do be a Gnar.
That's a fucking Gnar, right?
For whatever reason, this deck has a sub-theme of 3/3 green beast tokens.
Yo, based.
The last mutate, boy, is an art that I had never seen until I built this deck.
Oh, right.
I have a Ghidorah of this card, but I hadn't seen this art.
Yeah.
Vadrox, Apex of Thunder. Mutates for the same weird costs as all the other fancy boys.
Yep.
It's flying for a strike 3/3. When this creature mutates, you may cast target non-creature card with CMC 3 or less from your graveyard without paying its mana cost.
Like a beast within.
You know what's nice about that text?
What's that?
It does not exile it.
Oh, you can just keep hitting that?
Every time this creature mutates, generous gift something.
Damn, bro.
You got a 3/3 green beast token? Generous gift that bitch.
Within. Keep it going. Keep it going.
I like generous gift better because it's white.
That's racist.
I am very racist. So, we have the cards that mutate.
Yeah.
What are we going to mutate them onto, Tyler?
Not just things that have mutate, because that would be cringe.
But let's find out. Darksteel Mirror. The second card Tyler added to this deck.
It's the only other one. The rest was Dakota. It all goes downhill from here, boys. I've been drinking too much. It just gets indestructible.
The weirdest part about mutate that I don't like is that artifact creatures can get mutated.
Yeah, I feel like that should.
How is that going to turn into like a cat beast, man?
Not in any way. Like I don't know, but if they let me watch, I'm gonna beat my dick to it.
That's fair.
Animar, yo, he is an OG commander. You pay teamer, actual teamer, and he's got protection from white and black, and that is extremely relevant. Those are 2 very strong removal colors.
I just realized though he's a Nombo with Kyodai.
How's he a non-bow with Kyodai? Let me find out. Let me see if I can find it. So if you cast a creature spell, you put a +1/+1 counter on Animar. Creatures you cast cost 1 less to cast for each +1/+1 counter on Animar. So, yeah, I guess Kyodai can't come down and protect him.
Correct. And if you have a white or a black creature spell, you also can't mutate on it.
School me on how protection works here. So let's say you've got Kyodai already protecting your stack of your mutate creature. Right, he's already on the mutate creature. Now you, hold on.
Yeah,
there's no way to mutate Animar on there.
Animar may not have been the best idea for this deck.
So cut it. Teamer Battle Rage. Next card.
Yeah, understandable. Cold-Eye Selkie is the best card draw in this deck.
Yep.
It's got Island Walk. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you draw that many cards, and it's a 1/1, so it's balanced out until you slap a Brokos on that bitch with a 6/6 trample.
Yep.
And you're drawing 6 cards.
Now we're getting into some of the stuff I don't really know. We got an Essence Symbiote. It's a beast. Symbiote. You pay 2. You pay 1 and a green. You get a 2/2. And whenever a creature you control mutates, not even just this creature, you put a +1 on that creature and you gain 2 life.
But you mutate Essence Symbiote. I mean, he's sitting there. It talks about in the flavor text how it's ready to be mutated. Forgotten Ancient. Whenever a player casts a spell, you put a 1/1 counter on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, you can move it. This text isn't relevant. He's just there to make your Brokos like a 15/15.
Hey.
Win con. I'm very bitter at Tyler.
There's no Teamer Battle Rage in here. There's no Chandra's Ignition. And you want to tell me that whatever the fuck that thing was, because you clicked through too quickly for me to read it, it's your win con.
Yeah. There's like 18 of them, man, because this deck is good.
Where's the Tainted Strike?
Mana Gorger Hydra.
Tainted Strike, Dakota?
It's not in the deck because I don't play Infect because I'm not cringe. Mana Gorger Hydra is a 1/1 with Trample. Whenever a player casts a spell, put a 1/1 counter on Mana Gorger Hydra. Baby Godzilla, Ruin Reborn, also called Poliwag Symbiote.
He frog, though.
He is a frog, which, he doesn't really look like a frog. Note that all the big mutate creatures have a really cool Godzilla art similar to this. They're also very expensive. That's why we want the comic book art. This whole deck's like $150.
Yep, which is surprising.
Each creature spell you cast costs 1 less to cast if it has mutate base. And the mutate is an alternative casting cost, so this reduces the mutate cost. Whenever you cast a creature spell, if it has mutate, draw a card, then discard a card. A little bit nice piece of looting there. Don't have 1 card in your hand, otherwise
little rampant card selection on the side. Yeah, now we're getting into some good stuff. Now, let's be for real here, Dakota. This is the actual better commander of this deck.
Yeah. But that's boring because that's what everybody's mutate deck is Ramos, because he's just extremely good with it.
Dude, I gotta build Ramos. He's so fucking cool looking, but everybody wombo combos with him, and that's not what I want to take him. So let me give you the quick rundown on Ramos. You pay 6, you get a 4/4 artifact creature dragon. Now, whenever you cast a spell, for each color in that spell, you put a +1/+1 counter on Ramos. So you cast a 5-color spell, you put 5 counters on the sumbitch. You cast a Beast Within, it's just green, you put 1 counter on it. Now, here's the thing. At any point in time, you can pull 5 counters off from Ramos. And if you do, you add Progenitus mana to your mana pool. Now, you can only do it once a turn.
And you know what we use that mana for? Progenitus. Just kidding, he's not in the deck, but it'd be cool if he was.
Yeah, fuck Progenitus. Tell me more about this Slippery Bogle.
So the Slippery Boggle...
Boggle? What the fuck, dude?
Is a 1/1 with Hexproof, and this card is so good, it literally changed Modern.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know shit about Modern. Hit me with that.
It's a deck in Modern.
It's a deck? Why?
I think it's part of Hammer Time, actually.
What? I thought Hammer Time was Boros.
You make the Slippery Boggle. You turn 1 Slippery Boggle, turn 2 11/11 Slippery Boggle, attack for the win.
Oh,
that's as much as I know. The professor did a video on it, even though he is cringe.
Yeah, he is cringe. He is building a deck box too. Did you know that?
Yeah. Don't buy it. Stonecoil Serpent for X has Reach, Trample, Protection from Multicolored. Also kind of a non-bow with any multicolored mutate card, but notably, Kyodai does work on him. He enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it.
Yep. So the reason that the Stonecoil Serpent isn't a non-bow with Kyodai is because even though Kyodai is a 5-color commander, there is a difference in commander color identity and the card color identity. So as far as Kyodai is concerned, Kyodai is a mono-white card. But because of its activated ability, which Wizards knew what the fuck they were doing, well, I say that like I'm giving them a compliment. I'm not complimenting them. It's not a good card, but it's good enough to put in our deck. That's why Stonecoil Serpent doesn't have protection from him. So, yeah. Can you read Thrun? I can't. He's behind the mic.
Thrun the Last Troll is a card Tower recommended. I was going to put in asceticism. I made the final decision. Tower did not add the card.
Yeah, but I own the laptop, so, I mean, technically.
Yeah, but I own half the microphone.
No, half the microphone was a gift to you.
Yeah, which means I own it. Thrun the Last Troll can't be countered. Fuck blue. Thrun can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control, which is a very long way to call, say, hexproof. Yep. And you can pay 1 and a green to regenerate him, a little piece of indestructible type tech.
We gotta call Randon and just tell her to build fucking Thrun, because it doesn't get much more simple than that shit.
Man, I'll tell you what.
Just Thrun Voltron,
He's like
bro.
$5.
Is he like $5?
Yeah.
I feel like he used to be more expensive.
The funny part about Mutate is when they thought of it, they decided to say all the rules that keep Magic like logical, just gonna take them and throw them out, and we're gonna do some broken shit with it.
Much like transgenders.
For example, Clever Impersonator, it enters the battlefield as a copy of any non-land permanent on the battlefield.
Okay.
So let's say you've mutated a kind of what we talked about earlier, a Snapdax and a Nethroi and a Vadric. You can just make a copy of it, and it copies all of the text, all of the mutate triggers, everything. Anytime you copy a mutate spell, you're copying all of it. Extremely based. With the form engine, as the professor likes to say, you can sneeze and combo off with this card.
Yep. For somebody who really doesn't like the professor, you sure are talking about him.
Dude, I'll tell you what, his videos...
He's living in your mind rent-free.
His videos put me to sleep. He's got such a soothing voice for me.
Yeah, until he gets mad about sexual predator Noah Bradley.
Do not buy secret layers. Do not buy secret layers. Do not buy secret layers.
Buy singles. And this video is brought to you by a sponsorship from Card Kingdom.
From Keens, which, do you notice how the only thing I have going in my life is I have long hair, and you don't? Get wrecked, faggot.
Dude, listen. You know about the Noah Bradley thing. I'm gonna keep it real with you, Chief. I don't know a damn thing about what happened. All I know is that he was doing something that people were saying he was being like a bit too forward with women. I don't know. Maybe he is a fucking scumbag. I don't know. What I do know is that the professor had to make it like a 5-minute segment in one of his videos, and it was the funniest fucking
Sexual
shit.
Predator Noah Bradley.
He was trying to look menacing, like do you remember
like
that?
when a 10-year-old like tries to hit you and hurt you, and then, do that little grunt thing.
Yeah. Do you remember that video from like 2016 of this, like, it was like one of those purple-haired dykes? I know that doesn't narrow it down at all, but she was like, "This is the neighborhood, and you are not welcome."
Yeah.
And then the guy tries to speak to her, and she just. Same energy. Next card.
Hang on, we gotta actually read this because
everybody knows what it does. It's $20.
But
they already have one.
Because you can pay 2 and tap it to copy target activated ability.
Okay.
Or triggered ability.
Okay.
Which a mutate is a triggered ability.
Okay.
So let's say you have the one that drains you. You can copy that ability. You can actually, hold on. I don't know how that works with multiple mutate triggers, but you can at least copy one of them.
It's a mutate deck, and you don't know how it works. No fucking shit. Oh, brilliant! Who could have seen this coming?
But if you pay 4 and tap it to copy target permanent spell you control, you have to copy it on the stack. But that means you will get double mutate triggers by just paying 4.
Are you waiting for me to do the witty banter thing? Because I gotta be honest, I was lighting my cigar up. I was letting you carry the show for a moment, King.
Mirror Hall Mimic, kind of the same vein as Clever Impersonator.
Dude, Mirror Hall Mimic, more like slobbing on my dick.
You're trying to get it into the graveyard to get disturbed, though, because it enters as an enchant, as an aura, and at the beginning of each of your turns, you get a copy of that enchanted creature, which is the entire mutate stack. Howard was in his mind at the that I can't do. Mythos of Aluna.
Yeah.
We almost have the full cycle, but one of them's very, very bad.
Oh, which one's the
Mythos
very bad
of Vadrock. It's just so bad.
What does it do? I don't know what it does.
Deals like damage equal to...
Okay.
Yeah, it's not
kind of like a porcupine?
No, because the porcupine stacks.
Kind of like a what? Kind of like a
porcupine stacks.
It doesn't stack.
Create a token that's a copy of target permanent. If Gruul is spent to cast a spell, instead create a token that's a copy of that permanent, except that token has, when this permanent enters the battlefield, if it's a creature, fights up to one target creature you don't control. You're just out here making more of that mutate stack, baby. Harder to kill. Progenitor Mimic.
Let's talk about this fucking dude.
See the glory hole mimic, but it's the progenitor mimic now. Does the same exact thing. At your upkeep, you just get a copy of that mutate stack, baby.
Yep. It's Teamer Saber.
I've been talking a lot. Why don't you take this one?
I got you, King. So you get a 4/3 for 4. It's a cat, but you already knew that. That rhymed. Boy. Pay 2.
Pussy.
You can return another creature you control to its owner's hand. And if you do, Teamer Sabertooth gains indestructible. Now,
You don't have to give it indestructible with Kyodai now.
Yeah. So here's the thing about the Teamer Sabertooth is ideally you don't really want to mutate onto the Teamer Sabertooth unless you want to be able to give it indestructible. You can pull. You could use that to pull Kyodai back to your hand and give it indestructible. But the other way this is this is kind of like the emergency, emergency meeting button, and then you pull all the motherfuckers back.
Tyler, we're gonna have to stop recording and redo this because you just made an Among Us reference.
Dude, Among Us.
Among Us.
Yo, Dakota, for real though. Have you heard of the hit game Among Us?
I'm gonna vent. I'm venting right now.
The 30-year-old venter. Ooh, I'm venting. Hey, you guys, we're gonna play Among Us today. My name is Corpse Husband. Dude, I got dead ass though. That sounds like I'm shitting on him. I've watched that guy before he did Among Us stuff, and I fucking love his videos. Then all of a sudden, dude, why is this fucker's playing Among Us?
I have no idea who he's talking about. Teamer Sabertooth.
He's a cool YouTuber. He's a cool YouTuber.
The whole mutate stack into your hand. If you've mutated 15 times, you get all 15 of those creatures back into your hand. Add a Ristic Study to the Reliquary Tower to this deck because you don't want to discard.
Yeah.
Volo.
Now you want to talk about getting complicated. You
cannot mutate onto Volo because he is a human.
He is a human.
But whenever you cast a creature spell that doesn't share a creature type with a creature you control or a creature card in your graveyard,
you, the player, get to make a motherfucking copy of that spell.
Which
is the entire fucking stack of creatures.
It's not extremely based.
It is just its own entity.
It comes in, so it'll double all the mutate triggers.
Yes.
Every mutate past that will now be quadrupled, because you're getting 2 of the original mutate, and then 2 more of the mutates coming onto it.
Yes.
Based. That's that's the ultimate. Like if this deck tech had a golden pig, actually it'd probably to bring up Mitch from the commander's quarters. Stop talking so fast. It would probably be Teamer Sabertooth. Volo is a close second.
Yeah.
A fun fact about Kyodai.
Yes.
Is he's not very good.
Yeah.
But mutate, you can do some shenanigans with the lands that turn into creatures.
You sure can. And boy, we got him. Blink Moth Nexus, baby. That's an oldie. You tap it, you get a colorless, but you can pay that 1, and it becomes a 1/1 artifact creature with flying. It's still a land. So here's the thing about that, is you can tap it, use its own mana that it made to turn itself into that tapped creature, which isn't ideal, but in a pinch it'll work. And then you get to mutate on that shit, get your mutate trigger. Now, can you explain to us what happens at the end of the turn?
So there's 2 things you can do. Let's take Sea Dasher Octopus.
Okay.
If you put it on top of the mutate stack, it gains Blink Moth. This creature becomes a 1/1 Blink Moth artifact creature token with flying until end of turn. It's still a land. At end of turn, it stays a creature.
Okay.
But now you can pay 1 to make it a 1/1 with flying until end of turn. Not that great.
Okay.
But in an emergency, if all your other mutate targets are killed, you know you have some backup with these mana.
It's a way to get the mutate going back again.
One thing you can do is you can put the Sea Dasher Octopus underneath of it.
Mm-hmm.
And what that means is it stays a artifact creature, a Blink Moth artifact creature token with flying until end of turn. And at end of turn, it's going to stop becoming a creature. But Sea Dasher Octopus is going to stay on there.
Yep. And you get the Sea
How
Dasher.
many single target land removal do most people play?
That's a good point.
You basically, along with Kyodai, I mean, if you play Kyodai out, make the Blink Moth Nexus indestructible, they're basically not removing Blink Moth Nexus.
It's going to be pretty hard. Now, here's the thing, though. It's still going to be a 1/1 on the top.
True.
Unfortunately.
But if you've got the Porky Parrot, if you're doing the shenanigans with the one that drains, if you're doing the shenanigans with Vadrock.
Yeah, we don't necessarily care that the mutate creature gets big. I mean, that's cool if we get big creature out of it.
Combat damage is probably going to be actually how you win this game with a Brokos or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Throwing that out there.
Yeah.
That's the utility of the mana lands.
And it's funny. And you can confuse your friends. Maybe they'll scoop. Maybe they won't show up again.
I never had friends to begin with.
What?
A lot of the manlands are shockingly expensive, though. Like, Cave of the Frost Dragon, you can pay 5 to make it a 3/4 white dragon creature with flying. That's very expensive.
Yeah, that's not very good.
But, like, Den of the Bugbear, where you can pay 3 mana, is $13. This one's 2. We're going to go with the $2
Yeah,
card.
we're going to take the $2.
Celestial Colonnade. Pay 5. It's a 4/4 white blue elemental creature with flying and vigilance. The important part about that is that's actually kind of relevant that you might want to activate that again. If you just have a Sea Dash or Octopus or something out, you know, the mutate stack's not very big. You haven't gotten a Brokos, you haven't gotten a Nethroi, you haven't gotten a Snapdax or one of the big ones. You can just get a 4/4 with flying and vigilance.
A thing to keep in mind, some of these costs for the manlands, as it were, they are kind of high. Like the Celestial Colonnade, I think might be the worst one. And so that's going to be kind of a late game play if you. But at the bare minimum, maybe your shit gets board wiped, your shit gets countered, whatever happens. But at the end of the day, you do have the option of pay 5, and who knows? I mean, in a casual game, it's completely normal to have 10 mana lying around.
Right.
You'll probably be able to mutate later, but not until later in the game.
And that's what these should be reserved as, are kind of emergency options.
Yeah.
You know, the Slippery Boggle, that's your first choice.
Yep.
The Creeping Tar Pit's probably your 17th choice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which,
but it is cool.
1 in Dimir, becomes a 3/2 blue and black elemental creature, and it can't be blocked this turn, which could be important for your things that say when this deals combat damage or something, do X.
Yep. Cold-Eye Selkie. Yeah, so this was a last-minute ad because we didn't realize Dryad Arbor, because of its reprinting in the
Time Spiral Remastered.
Yeah, Time Spiral 2 Electric Boogaloo. It's actually only $2.
Which, pick this card up, because apparently it's really good. I've never really saw the value in it, except for this type of deck.
It just lets you get more creatures out quicker, you know?
Pay attention to your board wipes and stuff. If somebody casts it, make sure you're actually putting it in the graveyard.
It is a little bit risky, but that's the price we pay for playing Jank. Fairy Conclave. Enters tapped, will make you a blue. Will suck your dick and call you,
a twink?
Yeah, but that didn't rhyme. I couldn't think of anything good.
It makes itself a 2/1 flyer.
Yep, for 2. And it doesn't tap it when you do.
Yep.
So, Hive of the Eye Tyrant.
He's kind of a cool one.
I like this guy a lot. So it's the cycle from the fucking D&D set. I can't be bothered to remember what it's called. But you pay 4, it becomes a beholder with cool text. Then you've got a spawning pool. It's gonna enter tapped every time, unfortunately. But you get some gross ass artwork, which if you're into that, well, I mean, have a happy wank. Taps for a black, but you can pay 2 and it becomes a skeleton with the regenerate ability for
which
black.
is very good. And ignore the fact that I did not size this card correctly.
Nice. A note with spawning pool, if you want to get that regenerate ability with that being underneath the stack of your mutate, you're going to have to pay a total of 3 the whole time.
Which is still doable.
Absolutely doable.
Because, you know, you're kind of taking some time off. Normally, you're going to want this thing to stay alive that you're putting so much effort into.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to hold the mana up to protect it.
Yes.
Lumbering Falls is probably the best mana land because you pay 4 and you get hexproof.
Yep.
That, I mean, they try to blow up the land, you give it hexproof. They try to blow up the creature, you just give it hexproof. Doesn't protect against board wipes, but that's why we got Kyodai.
You get a cool artwork too.
So that's the deck, except for Snakeskin Veil's also in the deck. I didn't really have a place to put it. Like and subscribe.
You thought the next deck was over, but it was me, Snakeskin Veil.
Love this card. Didn't have it, like, it doesn't really fit into any of the little categories we made. That's the shitty deck. It's been a while, so we had to start ourselves off a little bit rough with one of the worst decks. This is probably the worst deck we're about to put on this channel.
Yeah, I take that as a personal challenge.
the mono black elves is pretty bad. But
mono black elves. We didn't deck tech that though.
You did it by yourself.
I didn't. Did I really?
Yeah, you said you needed to delete it and re-upload it because it was shitty or something.
Oh yeah, the shitty audio quality. Which we'll see how the hell that went.
The Chadrick's deck is also kind of gay.
You don't like my Giga Chadrick's deck?
No.
Is it just because you weren't there, or do you actually not like the deck?
I just don't like the deck. You went in a different direction than I would have done.
Oh, okay.
Anyways,
I can respect that.
Kyodai Mutate, it's cringe, but it's also very funny.
No, it's not cringe. It's not cringe.
You're right, because this is based EDH.
It's not cringe. I'm not going to say it's good.
It's jank.
But it is a deck.
And it's funny.
And I tell you what, you know how a normal night of Commander goes for me, Dakota?
How?
Is I'm playing, and all of a sudden, like, I'll be playing a normal game, and then, like, maybe the next game I bring out a deck, and maybe it's a super good deck, and I stomp the board, right? And then all of a sudden it was like, yeah, cool. Sometimes you wombo combo off, or sometimes you just get the nuts,
Right.
and you just win the game.
Yep.
You know, but
Everybody's had those turn 5, 6 wins.
I've done a turn 4 win with my Torbrand deck.
Yep.
And I tell you what, I didn't bring out another ace right after that. You know what I brought out? I brought out something jank I had. I probably brought out Sword Doggo. That's probably what I brought out.
Which has stood up against Eldrazi and won.
Okay, but that was a 1v1, and it was a very good hand. But this is the deck you bring out second game. This is the fun. Yeah, you know, this is the deck that you're like 4 beers into at this point. It's
Which
like,
is a terrible idea, because if you're drunk, you're not going to be able to manage this deck.
Actually, that's a terrible idea. But if you are into heroin or meth, then that's the deck.
This would be the deck for you.
This is the deck, because you're gonna have that mind power to actually power through this shit.
But sorry, it's been so long. We've been busy. We've been doing
we've been fucking
stuff.
busy, bro. And my wife is destroying my goddamn house.
That is why we are outside.
Yep.
Enjoy the helicopter ambience in the background about half the white more. When you guys figured out that this was a mutate deck, go ahead and find the timestamp, put it in the comments. Because I know you didn't know. I bet you nobody figured it out before we told them.
Nobody's going to put it in the comments because nobody watches our fucking videos.
Dylan watches us.
I forgot about Dylan. Yeah, fucking Dylan.
That one random guy who always posts very nice comments watches us.
Yeah, he is real nice, dude.
We would remember your name, but we haven't done a video in like 4 months.
I remember his name. I remember exactly who it is. But the thing is, I've been so busy, I haven't been able to make it back to the card shop. So it's been like 3 months.
I'm talking about the guy who comments on our YouTube channel. That
I know, but I haven't seen him in like 3 or 4 months, is what I'm saying.
No, I'm talking about a different guy besides Dylan. There's another guy who just comments on us that he likes our stuff.
Oh.
Shout out to that guy.
Yeah, I don't know him, but he seems like a cool-ass fucking dude.
Yeah.
Yo, so, anyways, I'm
Dylan,
gonna...
tell ABU to lower their prices.
Yeah,
and
fuck me, yeah. I'm still gonna come back, but, I'm gonna come. Don't come. I'm gonna come. Anyways, I'm gonna keep vibing out here with my cigar and my very cheap whiskey, and ponder life's greatest question.
That I don't really have anything to follow that up with besides like and subscribe, or don't. We're not your fucking mom.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if you did.
But you can call me Daddy. And with that, have a good night. God bless you. And
buy a gun.
And always play around the critical hit.
What?
It's from a guy who nuzlocks does nuzlocks on YouTube. His name is Flygon HG. He does dope ass videos.
I know it's fun.